அறியாத வஞ்சரை புரியாதே அபகார நிந்தை பட்டுழலாதே அறியாத வஞ்சரை குடியாதே உபதேச மந்திர பொருளாலே உபதேச மந்திர பொருளாலே உபதேச மந்திர பொருளாலே உன்னை நான் நினைந்தருள் பெறுவேனோ உன்னை நான் நினைந்தருள் பெறுவேனோ இபமாமகந்தன கிளையோனே இமவான் மடந்தை உத்தமிபால இபமாமகந்தன கிளையோனே இமவான் மடந்தை உத்தமிபால ஜபமாலை தந்த சத்குருநாத ஜபமாலை தந்த சத்குருநாத ஜபமாலை தந்த சத்குருநாத திருவாவினோங்குடி பெருமானே ஜபமாலை தந்த சத்குருநாத திருவாவினோங்குடி பெருமானே உபதேச மந்திர பொருளாலே உன்னை நான் நினைந்தருள் பெறுவேனோ திருவாவினோங்குடி பெருமாளே. The Tamil culture is one of the oldest, with a long history of literary and musical traditions. In many of these literary and technical treatises that date even before 2 millennia ago, we find references to and descriptions of music of those times. We find the word pan, for instance, which is regarded as the equivalent of raga. If you look at Ilango Edigal's masterpiece Shilappadikaram, we find in it descriptions of dance and music of those times, and from all accounts they seem to be highly evolved and sophisticated. Now, the Tamil culture is it has been pretty indigenous, in the sense that most other languages, for instance in India, are derived from Sanskrit, but Tamil has had the origin and development of its own. The music of carnatic music traces its roots back to the Vedas. On the one hand, it is said, or at least certainly the Bharata's Natya Shastra, which in turn traces its existence back to the Vedas. So Carnatic music has definite connections with the Sanskrit traditions, but it also has links with the Tamil musical traditions. Now, we have already spoken of the music of the Alvars and the Nayanmars, their musical outpourings, and how even today we sing these compositions in concerts and in other contexts, in religious contexts and otherwise, even in daily prayer. Now, another important Tamil composer who also belonged very much to the Bhakti tradition was Arunagirinadar. Arunagirinadar probably lived sometime around the 15th or 16th century, and he wrote songs, he sang songs addressed to the Tamil god Murugan or Kartikeya or Subramanya. These compositions collectively are called Tiruppugal. Arunagirinadar has, as legend goes, led a life of great debauchery until he found Muruga Bhakti, devotion to Murugan. And in many of his compositions, we find him admonishing people and himself to choose the right path, to take to devotion to Murugan. And from the literary point of view, it is very rich, very dense Tamil, very wordy, so to say. The compositions are packed with words. The composition that you just heard in the beginning, Apahara Nindai Patturaladi, if you had noticed, it was a different kind of talam. Apahara Nindai Patturaladi Ariyada Vanjare Kuriyade Upadesha Mantira Purulali Unnai Nan Ninaindarul Peruvenu. Now this is a tala which does not belong to the Suladi Sapta tala. It is generally called Chanda tala because the tala just follows the chanda or the meter of the poem. So we have Apahara Nindai Patturalade Ariyada Vanjare Kuriyade and so on. Reputedly the chanda of each of the Tiruppugal is different, or at least there is a great variety of chandas in the Tiruppugal. So Chanda Tala is essentially, as I said, the Tala movement simply follows the meter of the poem. Now these can get pretty complex, as you will see in the clip that you will just hear. Ramakrishnan Murthy performs a Tiruppugal. Now the chanda of that is, first there is a 7, takkitta takka dhimmi. Then you have a 9, takka takkitta takka dhimmi. Then you have another 9, takka takkitta takka dhimmi. And then you have takka dhimmi takka dhimmi. So this is the meter of the song, and that is the tala, the way it is. Tala is also performed simply following the meter of the poem. The composition is in Todi Ragam.
இணைக்கினமாகும் தனத்தினர்வேள் அம்பினுக்கெதிராகும் விழிமாதர் இணைக்கினமாகும் தனத்தினர்வேள் அம்பினுக்கெதிராகும் விழிமாதர் மிக பலமானன் தனீர் புகுதாவென் சமத்திடை போய்வென் துயர் மூழ்கி வினைக்கினமாகும் கனத்தினர்வேள் அம்பினுக்கெதிராகும் விழிமலர் மிக அப்பலமானன் தனீர் புகுதாவென் சமத்திடை போய்வென் துயர் மூழ்கி கனத்த விசாரம் பிறபடி தோழும் கரு குழி தோயும் கவிழாதே கனத்தி விசாரம் பிறபடி தோழும் கரு குழி தோயும் கவிழாதே கலை புலவோர் பண்படை திடவோதும் கழற் புகழோதும் கலைதாராய் வினைகினமாகும் தனத்தினர் வேளம் வினகிரிராகும் விழிமத மிகப்பலமான தனிப்புகுதாவென் சமத்திடை போவென் துயமூழ்கி கனத்த விசாரம் பிறப்படி தோழும் கரு குழி தோயும் கவிழதே கலை புலவோர் பண்படை திடவோதும் கடற்புகழோதும் கலைதாராய் உணத்திடை போவென் திடை துயர்வோதும் இழிமத உணத்திடை போவென் சிலை புலவோர் வஞ்சிகை புணர்வாகம் புயவேளே பொறுப்பிரு கூறும் படகடல் தானும் போரு கிழவானும் புகை மூள புனத்திடை போவென் சிலை புலவோர் வஞ்சிகை புணர்வாகம் புயவேளே பொறுப்பிரு கூறும் படகடல் தானும் போரு கிழவானும் புகை மூள சின தொடு சூரன் கனத்தினி மார்பன் பிற கமராதும் திரள் வேல சின தொடு சூரன் கனத்தினி மார்பன் பிற கமராதும் திரள் வேலா திருப்புகழோதும் கருத்தினர் சேரும் திரு தனிமேவும் பெருமாளே புனதிடை போவென் சிலை குலவோர் வஞ்சிகை புனர்வாகம் புயவேளே பொறுப்பிரு கூறும் படக்கடதானும் பொறுக்கிழவானும் புகை மூள சினத்தொடு தூரன் கனத்தினி மார்பன் திரகமராதும் திரவேல திருப்புகழோதும் கருத்தின சேரும் திருப்புகழோதும் கலைதார புனத்திடை போவென் சிலை குலவோர் வஞ்சிகை புணர்வாகம் புயவேளே
Now, just as we have the carnatic trinity, who are Tyagaraja, Muthuswami Dikshidhar and Shyama Shastri, we also speak of the Tamil mover or the Tamil trinity. Well, these were three very important composers who lived before the trinity, actually before Tyagaraja and Dikshidhar and Shyama Shastri. They lived sometime in the 17th century. They also lived in and around Tanjavur, and they composed in Tamil. These are Muthu Tandavar, Mari Muttapillai and Arunachala Kavi. Their compositions are still sung in concerts today. They were also Bhakti composers. Now, Arunachala Kavi's Ramanatakam is very popular even today. This is the, as the name itself suggests, the story of the Ramayana told in songs. So, for every episode of the Ramayana, we have a song, a composition, and it's very interesting how Arunachala Kavi's mind has worked to create little details of each episode, and it can be an exercise in itself to look at the poet's imagination in this work. And Arunachala Kavi only wrote these songs. The music was set by his disciples, But these songs are still quite popular, especially a few of them from this big set of compositions. From this rather large set of compositions, some of them are particularly popular and are still sung. Now, Marimutta Pillai, a few of his compositions have come down, and this composition particularly is very poignant. It is set in a very great Rakti Raga, Yadukula Kamboji. Composition goes like this: Kali Tooki Ninradum Devame, Yennai Kai Tooki Aal Devame. So, you who have your foot lifted, and you who dance with your foot lifted, won't you lift me and rule over me? That is the gist of the song. And as you can see on your screen, the word tuki means to lift, and that is used in many senses in this composition. And in itself, it's a very, very simple idea that you who lift so many things. In your hand you have there is on one hand there is the deer, on the other hand you have the damaru. You have lifted so many things. You lift your feet and dance. Can you not lift me up? This is a very simple and poignant play on the word tuki. The composition is like this. It starts in what is called a very gambhir, in a very dignified, sedate way. Kali Tooki Nindru Aadum Devame Yennai Kali Tooki Nindru Aadum Devame Yennai Kai Tooki Aal Devame Kali Tooki Nindru Aadum Devame Yennai Kai Tooki Aal Devame. Another Tamil composer who predates the Trinity is Oothukadu Venkatakavi. He lived in Oothukadu, again near Tanjavur, and his Ishtadevata, he sang on Krishna of Vrindavan. Many of his compositions have extremely beautiful and graphic details of Krishna's sport in Vrindavan, and many of these compositions are very popular. He composed mostly in Tamil, also in Sanskrit, and the rhythmic complexity and the sheer dexterity with words and how he brings them together makes him a remarkable composer. For instance, we have this composition, the very popular composition Alai Payide Kanna Un Ananda Mohana Venuganam. So here he is saying your flute, the magic of your flute, it is enveloping me as if it was waves of your the music of your flute are engulfing me. Alaipayude Kanna. And Taye Yashoda is another very, very famous composition in which the gopis are depicted as complaining to Yashoda about the pranks that Krishna is up to all the time. Again, there is this another composition. Asaindadum mayil undru kandal. Asaindadum mayil undru kandal. En alagan vandan endru solvadu pol thondrum. This is again a very interesting and very beautiful poetic imagination at work here. When I see a dancing peacock, I feel that the beauteous one has come. The beautiful one here is obviously Krishna. Now, why does a dancing peacock, the sight of a dancing peacock, seem as if it is Lord Krishna, the beautiful Krishna who has come? There can be interpretations of this. One is that Krishna sports the peacock feather on his headgear. So the sight of a peacock would naturally remind you of Krishna. Another is possibly that Krishna is Meghashyama. It's the color of the clouds, and peacocks dance at the sight of clouds. So that could be another association. Nevertheless, I mean, the interpretations are possible, but here the sudden jump from there is an incorporation of Madhyamakala Sahitya also, which is very wordy actually, but it's still very exciting and charming to listen to. I'll just demonstrate one, and the link to this composition is here. You can listen to the full composition. அருள் பொங்க முகத்துடையான் ஒரு பதம் வைத்து மறுபதம் தூக்கி நின்றாள் மயிலில் இறங்காள் மகர குழையாட மதிவதனவாட மயக்குமிழியாள் மலரணிகளாள் மலர் மகளும் பாட இது கனவோ நெனவோ என மனதிரு முனிவரும் மகிழ்ந்து கொண்டாட அசத ஆடும் அயில் ஒன்று கண்டார் என் அழகன் வந்தார் என்றே சொல்வது போல் தோன்றும் அசத ஆடும் அயில் ஒன்று கண்டார் என் அழகன் வந்தான் அழகன் மயிலின் இறகாட மகர குழையாட மதிவதனமாட மயக்கும் விழியாட மலரணிகள் ஆட மலர் மகளும் பாட. So it's complete prasha again on the word ma, and a very rich description of the dance of Krishna. He says that as the peacock feather danced, his eyes were dancing, his earrings were dancing. And it's as if, is it real or is it a dream? That's a kind of experience when you witness the dance of Krishna. So Utakada Venkatakavi not only composed on Krishna, he also composed a Navavarana set of compositions on Devi. He also was a Sri Vidya Upasaka, just like Dikshidhar after him. So this Utakada also, he is just referred to as Utakada very often in musical circles, in music circles. Utakada Venkatakavi, he also composed Tilanas, very interesting Tilanas with Gati Bhedas, but the main feature of his compositions is the word play and an elegant setting of music.